episode 58, and we're feeling good.
That's a good rhyme.
It is. Thank you.
I got a joke for you.
Okay.
A kid told me this joke. He said, "Oh, you do a Star Wars podcast? You know a lot about Star Wars?" I said, "I know a little bit." He goes, "I got a joke for you." I said, "Okay." He said, "What do you call a Jedi who exercises?"
What do you call a Jedi exercises, James?
A yoga.
Oh!
I think he was around 10, 8 or 10.
High caliber humor. High caliber.
I laughed at it. We were eating dinner and he was serving us because that's how I'm not going to say where now. But
this is the Rebel Scum podcast.
Woo-woo.
I'm Brock. This is
James.
And we talk Star Wars and Star Wars related accessories.
Back from the Fan
Expo. I was there for 4 days. God.
I was there for 2. We got 3-day passes, and I was there for 2 days. We were not there for the Rebels Day though. Mm-hmm. Well, you were. I was not because we didn't get it for that because that's a busy day.
Yeah.
And I will say this: you were absolutely right. The difference between Thursday and Friday, and trying to leave on Friday, and I didn't leave. I left when people were showing up.
Yeah, you left at like 12.
It was still like, oh my god, just leaving. The difference though between Fan Expo and Star Wars Celebration is they put a budget together for signs. There were signs. Oh. When I wanted to leave, I knew where I was going because of signs. That's what I was saying.
That it's funny though. Anything you even said, it's like, wow, like you could have crammed all of Celebration into one room, and like Fan Expo is 2 buildings, so it's like the Orange County Convention Center in Florida is massively bigger than the Metrotronic Convention Center, but like it just there's not as much. Don't get me wrong, I would go to Celebration any day of the week. That was fun. But it was like, why is it this way? So, I don't know.
I think Celebration needs to come to Toronto, Canada.
I mean, just look at
no one's going to agree.
What people had to sit on for those days to get into the main panels. Like, there's no bare concrete, but they cover it up pretty well at Metro Toronto. Imagine you slept on carpet the whole time.
We went to the Hasbro booth.
Yes.
Is it a booth technically? It was
it's
a store.
Booth.
It was, but it was. Which, by the way, I will say this about this Hasbro booth because I love Star Wars Celebration. I would go there before Fan Expo, but that's me personally. Because, look, I'm not going to go to 2 things. But anyway, it's Star Wars, and that's why, because it's all Star Wars.
Yeah.
There was a couple of things. One, the Hasbro booth at Fan Expo versus the one at Star Wars Celebration. What the F?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
First of all, had twice as many Star Wars toys to purchase, which made Andrew you're going to find out in a video. It made Andrew very happy. But like you walked in and you were like, oh, I could get this exclusive.
Yeah.
You can get this. But at Star Wars Celebration, Andrew walked in and goes, they have nothing. Like, what am I doing?
It's kind of, I forgot about the Hasbro thing at Celebration. I don't know, maybe it was because it was Force Friday, they took it a little bit more seriously.
Well, we were there the Thursday though. And they had a
section, that's true.
Like this big, like this wall here.
They didn't have the new stuff,
without
like
anything on it. And like tomorrow, come here. Yeah. But if you went tomorrow, you could still get it.
Yeah,
it was still available.
Yeah,
you and I walked in, we're like, we could get anything we want.
Yeah, I was thinking that's true because I was gonna say like, oh, they could have done a little bit more with like Force Friday. But they did pretty good in comparison to what Celebration did.
Which is all Star Wars.
With the Hasbro.
And the other thing that I noticed, too, was I got a Star Wars shirt from Fan Expo exclusive Star Wars shirt. It says Fan Expo on the side, right there.
What, the 40th anniversary one?
Yeah, the 40th anniversary Star Wars shirt says Fan Expo on the side. And that shirt at Star Wars Celebration, I would not have been able to get.
That's true.
Because when I got it, we went into the press entrance. And the press entrance is the North Building.
Yeah, the North Building,
which is where not like the main attraction of it.
No, like most of the stuff happens in the South Building.
So I walked up and we went right in. We were the only people at that store.
Yeah,
but they had a store there. They had a store somewhere else.
They had multiple stores.
Yeah, and they were scattered throughout. And I had 3 or 4 opportunities to purchase this shirt if I wanted to. Whereas Celebration, it was the one store and it was a 3 to 4 hour lineup to get in.
Yeah, I don't get that. Like it. Maybe it's just because Celebration is Star Wars specific, and everybody, you have. Like, probably every second or third person wants one of those shirts.
So why wouldn't you have more?
That's a really good question. Because it's like, you're never going to... Especially when, like, a month or 2 later, the Star Wars store, Repop, would sell those shirts.
Yeah.
Like, just make them. Like, you're thousands like tens of thousands of people are showing up to this. You're gonna sell them.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
All they had to do was have one or two more booths available to do it, and it would have been quick because the Disney parks booth at Star Wars Celebration was excellent, I thought, and it was, and they organized. Yeah,
that's
very well.
right. It was way better. That's
true.
And
they had some cool exclusives there too. That I was
exactly.
I'll stick with these because at least you want my business.
Yeah, like the shirts, you can call them whatever you want. They're not exclusives. Like, you know what I mean? They are and they aren't. They're like, that shirt should just be like, you saw I had a grab bag, right? Like, I got swag. That shirt should be in that bag. You know, there's multiple shirts of Star Wars. But you know what? Yeah, sorry, you're right. There was.
Oh, no, you had to. Well, yeah, if you bought
you had to go up to another line, right? Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
I'm just saying, it was fun, though. And Star Wars Celebration, like I said, we'll be going to many of those, hopefully.
Oh, for sure.
To come. They were both fun. As a novice to this whole thing, someone who had never been to either one, seeing them both was weird. But you had fun on Force Friday, walking around doing the Force.
Yeah, I scanned the Find the Force. I got 3 of them. None of them were porgs. I was really disappointed.
I've seen them. What? We should put your pictures on Facebook.
Yeah. Sorry, I should have sent them to you.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
There was BB-9E. There was a Praetorian Guard, and there was one that was kind of lame but kind of cool at the same time. It was a Star Destroyer. I don't think it's the new one. It's just a typical Star Destroyer, and it was up in the sky. So it's like, look up, and you're like, what? And then it's just up in the air, and there's like a TIE fighters flying in around it. But I think that was one of the things I was sort of like, oh, they should have just had all of those standees just somewhere, like not even in a row, but like say, oh, for Fun Force Friday, it's all over the building. Go here and here and here.
That would have been cool at Celebration.
That's like the pins. Like the pins. It's not exactly the same thing, but like you had to go here and here and here. Like that's kind of fun, even though like getting all the pins was almost impossible.
Which I got to interview Derek Laughlin, who designed. Yeah, that was awesome. He's from London, Ontario, not too far from where we are. It's about the distance of far to far.
Like it is so funny because we just came across it in Artist Alley. Because I think I've seen his stuff before, but it's never like registered. It's like that's the same stuff, but you figured that out like almost.
Right. Because I almost purchased the prints I got. I ended up buying one for the set, which we'll put up later, but I got an Ewok, a Donatello, and a Super Mario, and I almost purchased the Wicket one on his website.
Oh,
and I can't remember what happened, but I got logged out, and I was like, this is too much work, and I stopped. And then when I saw it, I knew exactly what it was, and then he was kind enough to give us an interview. So if you haven't seen it, check it out.
We'll also be playing it's on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we're playing it. And you ran into a Star Wars fan as well.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be playing all that later on in this episode as well, and then you can watch it solo on the channel, probably, as well. Also, on Saturday, Rebels dropped. First 2 episodes were aired there. Both are amazing, I'm told. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't go Saturday anyway, but we weren't lucky enough to get press passes for that day.
No.
So, but it was, when I saw Friday, I was like, there's enough people here, I'm done. I was out on Friday.
I almost made it, but then I slept in, and I got to remember that it's Labor Day weekend. Yeah. So getting into Toronto was a disaster. So I missed it. But at the same time, I'm sure they probably showed it as well. They dropped the trailer, a new trailer that day. So I think we're going to do a video on that later. But like, have you seen the video?
I did. I didn't watch it right away. It took me 2 days to watch it because I was away.
You were adulting.
I was being an adult for the beginning. I wanted to. I could have watched it, but I wanted to actually watch it and pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So I waited until the evening of Labor Day to watch it. It was killing me inside, but I finally saw it. Yes, we're going to do a video. It will be up probably Thursday on the channel.
I thought it was great, and I mean, without going into detail, it's amazing how a show that's a cartoon, that like the storyline might not be as great as we hope it will be, but it's still engaging. I'm like, yeah. I mean,
what I want to know, and your thoughts on this is, are they showing us the season, or are they showing us until the winter Christmas break?
Ooh, that's a very good question.
Because the last little ones we've been getting trailers that have only shown us the first half of the season, and that makes sense too. Because if you remember, Dave Filoni, I believe it was Dave Filoni, said the Rogue One storyline will come to at the winter break, and then the second half is not, like, it's already happened, and this trailer really leads into that.
Yeah, that's a very quick question. How many episodes are usually, like, Is there 20 episodes?
It's like 22, I want to say.
But
is
like,
this a shorter season, I think? I think this is a 15-episode season. Well, I'm sure we'll get a comment saying, you guys are losers. It's 12. I think it's 15 episodes.
I can believe that. Like, what we saw was only like 8 episodes worth. Yeah.
I have another thought. I'm going to do a video on this tomorrow, I think, but I want to know your opinion. I don't think this is actually going to be it, but so Ezra wears a Scout Trooper mask quite a bit. That helmet is on him quite a bit throughout the season. And we see a lot of Saw Gerrera. We see some Tommy Two Tubes, some Edrio Two Tubes. You know, my boy. I'm like so excited for that. But we see some of that, and Saw Gerrera's like, "You want to be Mon Mothma's sheep or whatever." He says like that kind of things, and then Ezra keeps being like, "Kanan, maybe we're doing the wrong path. Maybe we're going the wrong path." And everyone's assuming maybe he's talking about the dark side. But what if he eventually joins Saw Gerrera's partisans? And what if he's the guy in the black Scout Trooper in Rogue One?
That would be amazing. It would downplay the character, kind of, but, like, would be awesome. Like, when you think about it, you're like, yeah.
If Rex could be in Return of the Jedi, why couldn't Ezra be in...
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
I think the problem is that when it's a Jedi, it's like they have high esteem and they're not lower class people. You know, they're never like... They never answer to anyone besides another Jedi, so that might be an issue with some people. But I like that. I'd be on board for that. I don't care.
I mean, I don't know what you would do after that because I think he dies when Jedi. Spoiler alert! If you're watching this and haven't seen Rogue One, I'm sorry, but you know,
Scumbag exclusive.
I think that Scout Trooper.
That would be amazing.
But yeah, I think that would be totally cool. So I was watching the trailer and I was like, what if he's the guy in the black Scout Trooper? And I put a picture up with them together. I thought that would be cool. It looks great. And Hera apparently Ruch.
Oh, Ruch.
He's going after Hera.
Oh, really?
Well, that's what it says in the trailer. Have you not seen it?
Yeah, I just can't remember it.
He's like, go after Hera, Captain Syndulla.
I'm trying to erase it from my mind, so when we do the video, it feels like we're just doing it for the first time.
Gotcha.
Oh, here's another thing I got at Fan Expo. Boop. Cool.
Don't hide this.
Old school, 40th anniversary.
Show the other side.
It's not really 40th anniversary.
Does it say 40th anniversary on it?
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
But it's like, that's the original poster.
And you have your lunch in here.
I have my lunch. I don't get why they don't put swag inside this thing. Even if it's garbage, but like...
Yeah.
There was a Last Jedi one. It was neat. It was something I'd never seen. It was like... I think it was like... Rey, Poe, Chewie, Finn, and maybe Rose just standing together. But like... Nothing to really give... It was nice. But I was told, no, get this one. I'm like, all right.
Did you hear about the Topps trading cards? How they might have given away?
Yeah, I did.
I'm
surprised that wasn't in our rundown.
You know, there was 2 reasons why I wasn't in our rundown. One, I was like, I don't really want to go into legit spoilers.
Oh, thank God.
But then I read it. Because I was like, I don't want to do it. And then I think it was this morning. I said, you know what? If there's something in there, we probably should talk about it. So I read. Did you read it?
I did read it. And And funny enough, reading the news stuff we had on our rundown today, I was like, man, ever since those trading cards come out, everyone's like, it's going to be this, and then this, and then this, and then this. Because it's constantly like, Poe is going to be with Leia.
But Topps came out and said that that's not the order.
Oh, they haven't.
That's just a random order. And then Rian Johnson was like, we're not spoiling anything on Force Friday.
Yeah.
We're very careful. So...
Yeah, it does seem very odd. Because I was like, when that kind of hit me, I was going to ask you, I was like, did they know this much information for Force Awakens? But
I don't think this one's as secretive as Force Awakens.
True. I don't know.
But yeah, they did because they had that the war, Star Wars War, which I have. Rey, if you bought it on Force Friday, I didn't, but if you bought it on Force Friday, Rey has a Jedi symbol beside her, and that was the big mistake that they made 2 years ago. Was that one. Last year, it was the corpse of Jyn Erso and Cassian. That was a big giveaway on Force Friday.
There was a corpse?
No, I'm joking. Cassian's demise. That's the track listing that John Williams gave.
But yeah, I mean, though reading the stuff, it's sort of like, well, we kind of figured this part out. Like,
oh yeah, I mean, it's just well, they also said all the pictures are from the trailer, and if you watch the trailer, everything that they say there, you kind of get from the trailer anyway.
But it's like in most articles now, it's like this leads to this and this and this. Like it's like Poe works with Leia who leads them, or like no, it's Rose and Finn work with Holdo, which leads them to Canto Bight, which leads them to a tracer that they help. I'm like, come on.
Apparently, Holdo might be LGBT.
Ah, yes, I read that too.
That's not in the news. I don't know why it's not in the news, but yeah, that whatever. That's what I thought.
Cool, whatever. It's like, I know it's unfair to be like, oh, amazing, but like, I don't know. Star Wars tends to be sans sexuality. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
even though, like, you know, Han and Leia and Anakin and Padme, obviously, but like that's more of a plot device, I would argue.
Han and Leia, no. Anakin and Padme, yes.
True. Yeah, true.
But Han and Leia, even them, they kind of just have a tension off the bat.
Yeah, and it's sort of just like, we have a movie, we have to have a romance, so here you go. And it was the 70s, so
and it's very downplayed.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe Jedi.
Because you know why? George Lucas was still trying to figure out what he was doing in those movies.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, great. I don't know if it really adds or eliminates.
In Aftermath, Singer is a gay man.
Oh, cool.
So, it is what it is.
I think the important thing is people of every sexuality, gender, race, they want someone to reflect them in the story. So I guess that is the most vital part.
If it even comes to fruition.
We're going to get slammed in the comments for this.
Whatever. Just try to be polite, guys.
Yeah.
That's all.
Hey, we're treating LGBTQ as we would treat the heterosexual community. I don't care.
I honestly don't care.
No, yeah. Which I think is what we want, in a sense.
I do want to say this. Remember when I kept saying how, because they kept bringing out the unmasked Kylo Ren action figures in Force Awakens. I was like, I think he's going to be unmasked. And now who knows if he's going to be unmasked for the whole thing, but looks like he will be.
Yeah. I'm
super stoked for these Kylo Ren Kylo Ren toys unmasked. I don't know why. I really like them. I love his mask.
Yeah.
But there's something, same with the Stormtrooper unmasked. There's something about that. And now he's got the scar, which I think is cool. And the scar goes like all the way down his neck.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is so awesome. I'm so ready for this movie. I'm getting tired. I'm getting very, very
It's
tired.
less, though, when you think about it, because it's now 3 months away, pretty much.
Yeah, I am very tired. I'm very tired.
Uh-huh.
Because it's still 3 months. We have to get... you know what's tiring me out the most? Is 2 days ago, we bought tickets to go see the movie IT Crowd. The movie It, which we're both going to be screaming, I think, during the theater. Is it scary? It's a horror.
Blah, blah, blah. I actually watched the original It, the TV, made-for-TV movie, for the first time this week ever. I've read the book. I'm in midway reading it for the second time. And I've never... It's funny because it's like, for a lot of people, like, that's one of the scariest, like, movies they've ever seen. Yeah. But watching it now with, like, not, like, being, like, in 2017, I was like, oh, this is very, like, good to, like, very true to the book, but it's not really scary. It's, like, creepy. So I'm worried about the movie because, like, people who are making that movie probably were affected by that movie when it came out. So, like, okay, so that is what we want to capture. Let's do it with CG. I think it's... I hope they are true to the book, because I think the book really sort of not downplays the horror, but, like... reading the book, I was like, it's like the stuff you were scared of as a kid. That was it, right? And as much as these kids are, like, petrified, they do fight back. So I hope that plays out in the movie.
I have never read the book. I have never watched the movie.
Wow, really? So you've never seen it? I mean, you've seen it in pop culture, but...
I honestly thought the clown's name was It until we did a Fine Piece thing, remember? And I read an article.
Yeah.
And they said the clown's name, and I was like, oh, I thought the clown was named It.
Yeah,
like, I had no idea.
It is. They call it It, but it takes on the name Pennywise, right?
But I had no... Like, I never knew anything about... I think actually it was a Funko
I
Pop.
met someone who didn't know that Tim Curry played It.
That I knew because I just read an interview where he said he still gets recognized as playing the clown.
Yeah, I see. I went to his panel because he was at Fan Expo.
Oh, cool.
Like, he just suffered a stroke, so he's kind of in bad shape, but he's still all there. And it was so interesting.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know
yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm terrified of it. But what I was getting also, It Comes at Night is a horror movie, but it's not that scary. You should watch it. I think you would actually.
Right.
Anyway, what I'm saying is we bought the tickets online and my Visa checkout paused. It stopped working. Like, I was on my phone. I always buy my tickets on my phone, and I pay Visa checkout because if I put in a credit card, it always declines it. Always. Any credit card. It could be yours, mine. Doesn't matter. On the phone, it always declines it on the Cineplex app.
Right.
So I was like, okay, Visa checkout, always do it. Visa checkout went and it did the thing where it refreshes, and it just stopped, and it never worked.
On the Cineplex site?
Yeah. So it was a big issue. We were buying it with friends, and we had to get a row in front of us. And I bought it on a computer and it worked fine.
Yeah, whatever.
But what I'm getting at is, it's the stress of knowing that I'm going to have to do this for 10 tickets for The Last Jedi. And it's going to be at like midnight. And it'll probably be like, last time I was at an election party. I'm not really into politics or anything, but I was invited to one, so I went. Yeah. And I couldn't get the tickets myself, so Rob had to get in for us. Yeah. But this time, there's going to have to be like 2 or 3 of us together getting these tickets. Yeah. Because everyone's going to go, and this is what's weighing on me now, is like, oh, this is like I'm 6 weeks away. You know, I'm like, oh, it's going to be the worst Monday night of my life. Yeah. I'm going to sit there and watch a football game, probably like the Dolphins and somebody else. The Jets. I'm a Jets fan. And 2 brutal teams. Yeah, yeah. You know, we're going to sit there, and then you're going to be like, I'm not buying tickets. And I'm going to get 10, and somebody else will get 10, but they'll be like, they're in front of each other. I'm like, that's fine.
We're going to buy 20 tickets?
Well, no, it'll probably be like 13. Yeah. Because we got 10 for Force Awakens.
Right, right.
So anyway, the point is, that's stressing me out right now. Does it stress you out?
First world problems.
No, seriously, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. It's I think we might get to a point where, like, when something comes out at Christmas, we'll be like, I mean, we could just, hey, we are going to this one, get a ticket. But
that's what I do.
The problem is, we always have to go to VIP if we bring Aaron. Are we going to VIP then? Is that the decision on for Last Jedi?
Yes, not because of Aaron. Because Aaron did see The Force Awakens in.
That's true. That's why I asked that.
We saw Rogue One and VIP. I can't remember why. Mm-hmm. It'll be VIP because we'll be taking my father for his birthday. My dad keeps complaining because we've taken my dad 2 years in a row. And his birthday's December 20th. Hi, Dad. And he keeps complaining that we don't take him the night it comes out. He's not even that into movies, but he loves Star Wars. He doesn't really care for The Force Awakens. That movie ticked him off. He goes, it's just the original one. But he loved Rogue One. Yeah. So he'd be friends with...
This is why I go to the movies by myself. I don't have to worry about this stuff.
Anyway, it'll be VIP, and then we can go see IMAX, because we're going to see this probably 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. I mean,
if I like it better than Force Awakens, I have to see it 5 times. How many times did I see Force Awakens? 4 or 6? 4. You guys
4. I saw 5. Yeah, you guys. Rob saw 6.
Yeah, you guys are nuts. But I'm going to see it. I got to see it one more time then, if I like it more.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm down to do that. I mean, my parents always want to go, too. Now that they live closer to the theater, it's going to be nice. Oh, nice. Yes. So, freaking Last Jedi. So,
those are my stresses, guys. What are your stresses? Tell us in the comments below. Anyway, no, but seriously, we love Star Wars, and that's why this is fun. Do you want to do this right now?
Yeah.
All right, so Brock at Fan Expo. Let me figure this out. Oh, I got it. Okay. Brock was at Fan Expo, and...
Don't take it. Don't put it up yet.
I'm not yet. I'm going to wait till you move. I know how to cut.
Yeah.
Anyway, they had all these exclusives. I got myself a Porg Pop.
Yeah.
And some others, and you picked up this bad boy right here. What is
it? DJ. So let's open this bad boy up. And we have a second camera so we can look at details.
This is the camera right here.
Oh, hi. Look. Look at it. Look. Actually, leave that up. Because what I find interesting about it is obviously the box is a little different. They always kind of are. It doesn't say Last Jedi on it, which is interesting. This is a GameStop exclusive, aka EB Games here. But what I liked about it was this design on the side.
That's the Last Jedi design.
Is that officially what it is?
Yeah. If you look all the merch, that's behind all the merch.
That's true. There is a lot of red, so yeah. This is the first time I've noticed it. But if we look on the back, we see the ones that have come out. Of course, everyone's probably seen this if they want pops. So we have... Sorry. I just assume the pops that you got are mine as well. We got this one, and this one, and that one.
We'll probably get the BB unit as well.
So go back to the other camera. Boom. Take one. Ready two? Take two. So let's open this up. It's pretty cool because, I don't know, is this cool? Like, it's not really revealing much. It's just neat to see it because we only really got one look at.
Well, if you remember when we watched that behind the scenes, I brought up that thing on his head.
Yeah.
And it turns out that that's actually a thing. Oh, the bases are separate?
Have they always been separate? They've always been separate. That's why these ones aren't on bases. There's bases for these ones.
Oh, I have...
So there you go. It's kind of cool. So, pretty cool.
Does it look like Benicio Del Toro? What's with the scar, Ezra? What's with the scar, Ezra?
Jedi Master Bender mentioned that it's like 2 scars on the thing, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. It's the wrong side of the face, I believe.
But really, like, if you look, he's got rings on his fingers.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
A couple of rings. Well, he's just taking out of the package, so I can see why you wouldn't notice because there's rings.
But yeah, it's pretty neat, and he's got that little hat thing,
which everyone
makes him look like he just came from Gettysburg or something like that.
I didn't know it was a hat in the behind the scenes, but I did notice this metal part right there.
But yes,
and so that's what's
put it up on the other one.
It's not that easy. I'll
hold it to the thing, so as you can turn it so you can see the words if you can. Yeah, okay. You kind of can. It's what is it, Arabesh?
Yeah.
That's the Star Wars writing, and it's when you translate it, I'm sure a lot of people already figured this out. It says "Don't join," which is interesting because the character's name is DJ. I don't know if that's really relevant, but don't join.
Well, everyone's assuming that it is.
So, but then question is, maybe it's sort of he is some kind of activist against both the new order, the First Order, and the Republic, where it's just like, this is a mess you've both created, so don't join. He's like an anti-establishment sort of character, which would make sense because he's a tracer, hacker, whatever you want to call it. So interesting. I really want to know more, and if this is just all just to throw off to make us think that it's going to be something important. I don't know.
Do you think he'll join?
Probably. For the right amount of credits. Ooh. But yeah, it was cool. It was neat to be able to get these right away. That was also nice. I was like, oh, it would be great to get DJ. That was the only one that really stood out for me for Force Friday. Like, I must have that.
I really want the... You know what one is my favorite that I've never seen, I just saw on Facebook, is the Target exclusive PORG.
Which is one? Which one?
It's
the
flying.
It's flapping?
Flying. I'm so like, I want that.
I think there's like a flocked one coming out.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah. That's pretty cool. When I get mine, I don't have them. Somebody pick them up for me. When I get those, I'll...
I haven't ventured over to Hot Topic to see what they have because I believe they got stuff. That's where the flocked pouring is.
All right.
Yep.
Well, that was a lot of fun. But let's continue on this Fan Expo memory road. And we'll go to... let's go to a video that we did.
Yeah, we did some stuff, and here the things are... like our exclusive coverage of Fan Expo. Here we are, Fan Expo 2017 in Toronto. Tons of people. It's my favorite place in the world. Let's see if we can find some Star Wars fans and ask them what they think. And, oh, whoa, easy. Hey, it's Andrew Fantasia from Rebel Scum Podcast. How weird of us to bump into each other.
It's almost as if we staged it. Well,
it's almost. I'm glad you wore your Rebel Scum Podcast shirt and your jacket that you wear for no apparent reason. Whatever.
It's brisk. I dressed in layers.
That's true. It is cold, and it is August. It's September now. So it's
yes, it's September.
So, Andrew, what are you looking forward to seeing today?
Well, seeing as how it is the 1st of September, it's Force Friday, so I'm looking forward to seeing all the Force Friday things. But to be honest, I'm really just here to do speed dating.
Ooh, sci-fi or horror?
I don't care at this point.
Oh, we're all lonely. But let's find out what we can see today, see if we get some exclusives, and just learn about what Star Wars is, right?
I hope so.
Okay, let's do it. There's a lot of celebrities here today, but we got the exclusive interview. The gangster himself, Jabba the Hutt. Now, Jabba, can I ask you a question? what brings you to Fan Expo here today? Ah, yes. Good point. Now, in this day and age where there's a lot of smugglers and bounty hunters, what is the best kind of employee that you could have? Come on, Jabba, say something to me. Come on. Fine. You're tight-lipped. I get it. All right. Well, it's great interviewing you, but I guess we just gotta go on with the day. So, now you want to talk. Anyways, yeah, whatever.
Hey, scumbags, we found some people on the floor who love Star Wars almost as much as we do. I'm here with Rey, Ahsoka, and of course, Peter Porg Jr. Now, ladies and gentleman or lady, I'm not sure. I can't tell with Porgs yet. She's a female. All right, so ladies three, tell me so far, how has Fan Expo curbed and or heightened your excitement for The Last Jedi?
I mean, can it really heighten it any more than it already does? That's the question. I mean, it's Fan Expo. Fan Expo's incredible. So.
I mean, obviously seeing all the fans, it just boosts the excitement because we know it's coming just a couple more months and it's gonna be there finally. So of course it boosts our excitement.
That's right, and we are in September now, which means we're that much closer to December. And everybody knows December is the month of Kwanzaa, and that's why we're all really here. Now, you have a Porg. You might be the first human being to own a Porg, as far as I know, because I haven't seen Porg toys yet. So tell me about this Porg. What's his name? What's her name?
This is Peaches. I make a lot of Porgs. The first one I made was George. She's made of a lot of stress and tears and crying and a lot of pain. But yeah, so I've had her for a few weeks now. I made George when the first picture came out of the Porgs.
That's amazing. Do you have a Porg as well, or are you against human ownership of Porgs?
No, I'm not against it, but you know, I have my own kind of special owl thing. So, you know, Porgs are for another generation. I'm the old generation and I have my own thing. That we're probably going to see tomorrow in the episode.
That's right, yeah, because the Rebels episode is screening tomorrow. I think Brock will be on hand for that. Now, Ahsoka, are you, in fact, alive?
I am alive. I am certain that I am alive. Dave Filoni himself wore that shirt at Star Wars Celebration saying, Ahsoka lives, she is alive.
I think we all want to agree on some level. I have one final question for Miss Rey here. Rey, everybody is dying to know, so I'm going to ask you, true or false, am I Supreme Leader Snoke?
Maybe?
That's the wrong answer. Thank you so much, ladies. And thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day at Fan Expo, and we'll see you guys around. Cheers.
All right, so I got another interview. Exclusive. None other than the galactic scoundrel himself, Han Solo. Han Solo, this is amazing. I've always wanted to meet you. What are your thoughts on Fan Expo? Nothing? Come on, Han. Like, you got something. Are you cosplaying as anything right now? What is the deal with celebrities today? Man, I remember when these things used to be like, you meet the people, the creators, and now it's just too Hollywood. I'm done with this. Let's go. So we're here at the Hasbro booth. Andrew braved the lines and got his Star Wars swag. Andrew, can you share with us what you bought on Force Friday?
Yes, I can. Can we put up a spoiler warning for people who don't want to...
Spoilers.
These are new. They did just come out today, I think. So I can't open this bag because it's like sealed really well, but you can see I got Hera. Hera's there. She's cool, right? Everybody likes her. This guy right here behind this sticker is Grand Admiral Remus Thrawn. He's blue, which is neat. And then back here, who's that? That's Luke and a person that trains.
Is that Rey Skywalker?
That is Rey Kenobi-san Binks.
What?
And
exclusive.
She's wearing gray because it's the second movie, and Luke is wearing white because it's his first and a half movie.
So you said something interesting to us. What's missing from Luke's action figure?
That's a good question. See, I was torn about buying this action figure because we all know what's going to happen. We all know we're going to be sitting in the theater watching The Last Jedi, and some fools are going to come start some trouble, and Luke's going to be like, bzzz, and everybody's going to lose their minds. There's no lightsaber in this figure because they don't want to spoil that, which I totally understand. They did the same thing with Rey.
Right.
None of the early Rey figures had a lightsaber. Yeah. But now I have a Luke with no lightsaber, and I know as soon as I see him busted out in the movie, I'm going to want that lightsaber. So unless Hasbro sells me like a $2 lightsaber, which I don't think they will, I might have to pony up for another Luke.
This is the trouble that fans undergo. It's just take my money. Give me the purple lightsaber. Oh, purple lightsaber.
Hashtag first world problem.
Luke is Mace Windu. What? You heard it here first. And is that all you got today? Or
that's all I got from Hasbro today. But
oh, right. And then you've been hitting up other spots to fill in your collection.
Because the thing about Hasbro is they're very selective with what they put in stores. So I had to search around at some other locations to find this suave character right here.
And that's crazy because that looks like Donald Glover. Like, I know he's not supposed to have just a mustache. He's gonna have like almost a full beard, but like that. I mean, it looks like Billy D. Williams, but it also kind of looks like.
Yeah, you can see how Donald will age and morph into that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, that looks nice.
I've been looking forward to this since I started Black Series, but the Crown Jewel. I'm gonna get you to hold this. The Crown Jewel. If you've been following us when we went to Star Wars Celebration, you might have heard me mention one or two characters from a certain movie called Rogue One who had certain toys that a certain country called Canada didn't get. Well, guess what?
Bam.
We got it. It's happening. We've got two toys that are not only one with the Force, but the Force is with them.
Wow. Wow. Awesome. What are your feelings right now?
My feelings are mostly relief, a little bit of hunger, and sweat. Sweat's a feeling, right?
It is.
It was worth it. It was worth it.
All right, cool. Well, we got the toys. We're grown men with toys. What else could you ask for?
Now, here's a question. Have either of you were here yesterday as well, right?
Yeah.
Did you see the Snoke figure? Because I did not see that anywhere.
No. Is there a Snoke figure?
Not yet.
Who is Snoke?
Rey.
It's Rey from a different time dimension?
Well,
it's a time traveler.
Think about it. If Daisy Ridley were to bump her head on something and get a scar, she would look an awful lot like Snoke.
It's true. It's true. Well, anyways, let's go find more things. And may the Force be with you. Blah, blah, blah. This is my t-shirt. Hey, I've met someone here, so I'm going to interview them. First off, first question. What is your name?
Steven.
Steven, do you like Star Wars?
I love Star Wars.
How much do you like Star Wars?
On a scale of 1 to 10, probably a solid 9.5.
Which one is your favorite movie?
Empire, man. You gotta go Empire. Obviously.
Favorite character?
All time? Darth Vader, man. Baddest bad guy.
Now, Darth Vader, like original trilogies or Rogue One, or are you old school Anakin Skywalker no matter?
I am not a whiny Anakin fan. Black suit, deep voice, red lightsaber, baddest man in the galaxy.
Is this your first time at Fan Expo?
No, I've been coming every year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to this week? And
honestly, just the atmosphere. The atmosphere, just a bunch of people getting together who love sci-fi and comics and, anything pop culture. It's what, it's greatest gathering in Toronto for that type of stuff, right?
What are you cosplayed as?
Oh, I am a man who paid a lot of money to be here today.
Oh, cool.
Hey, scumbags, it's James, and I'm here with
Derek Laughlin.
And for those of you that don't know, Derek Laughlin is my favorite person on planet. Because if you watched our videos with me at Star Wars Celebration, you know I was looking high and low for all of these pins, and I was only able to come up with these fantastic few. Finn I got on the last day at the Sphero. I ran around the convention center. Yes. I tried for Greedo. It was it was nuts. But anyway, enough about that. Let's go on to you. So I want to ask you, how did you get into drawing and art and all that?
That's a long question. Drawing my whole life since I was a kid. Got into classical animation in Sheridan College, and that led to me getting into video games. and video games led to me freelancing, and now I do toy design and character sort of development for Marvel, their style guides, and DC, their style guides and stuff like that. So,
is there any specific art or animation style that you, when you first got into it, you looked at it and you were like, I want to do that style, and then maybe branched into your own out of that?
Well, this particular like chibi style was more arose from me doing video game sprites for so long, those proportions. So even before I knew what a chibi was, I was kind of doing chibis. I didn't know it. So when I wanted to develop like a style of my own and something that would stand out, I just started doing them in proportions of game sprites. So that's kind of how I got that style established.
Awesome. Now into Star Wars. How did you get involved with Star Wars Celebration, with these pins, with the style? How did that all come out?
Okay, so I guess because of my chibi art being online, and somebody from ReedPop noticed it, and they contacted me and said, would you like to do a series of pins? And I said, of course. And so I did, 40 pins for Star Wars Celebration, and it was my whole Christmas was destroyed because I was working through it, but we had to get it done, and yeah, it was great. It's great.
They are fantastic. That was my very first celebration. This is my very first fan expo. It's my second convention of all time. That was a 1-2 punch. And so I had no idea that this was a thing. And I saw them and I was like instantly blown away by them, needed them. Did not realize how difficult it would be to get them. Right. Otherwise I would have got all the t-shirts and everything. So how did it feel though, seeing them on the website and then seeing people display them online?
Yeah, that was amazing. And just getting fans contacting me and like, they were just like so excited that I was like part of it, and I'm like, this is like just like such a big deal for me. Like I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and just to be able to draw these characters, get paid for it, and then be part of that whole like, scene is like, it's amazing. It's amazing.
And you're from London, Ontario?
I am, yes, yeah.
Local boy, sort of. Couple hours. Yeah. Is this, how many times have you been here to Fan Expo?
Second year. Second year.
Did you have different art last year? Same?
Had about half this much art last year, so I've really increased my work over the year, and yeah, we had a smaller booth last year. Now we have a double booth, and it's good. It's been a good year.
And you said you're a huge Star Wars fan.
Yeah,
Episode 8 right around the corner. It's Force Friday today.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most in The Last Jedi?
Oh my goodness. I think like I want to see where Kylo's going, where his story's going, and I don't know. They're hinting at like Luke maybe being bad, but I don't know. I can't see it happening, but.
They didn't give you any inside information when you're doing it?
No. I've seen some spoilers with toy stuff, but I won't say anything.
All right, question. Do you have a personal favorite of anything you've done?
Oh my goodness. Personal favorite. There's so many. I love them all. That's the thing. Like that's what I do. I've done like 105 chibis, and like every single one of them I love. So I don't know if I can pick a favorite.
That's a fine answer. Favorite Star Wars character?
Favorite Star Wars character? Oh jeez. Boba Fett probably.
Oh wow. Brock just bought the Boba Fett sticker yesterday. It's awesome. Yeah. I love it. Okay, 2 more questions, then I'll let you go. 1, who is Snoke?
Oh my goodness. I want to think he's involved with like Darth Plagueis a little bit. Like I want to feel like there's a connection there somewhere. Like they're gonna bring it all around like to that. I don't know. I don't think it's him though, but maybe like an apprentice of his or something. I don't know.
Okay. Hang on that. Lucasfilm, let us know. And final question, 2-parter. Who are Rey's parents and do you care? Oh. Did you draw them?
Did I draw her parents? No. Maybe. No, I don't know. Like I like to think that she's like related to Obi-Wan somehow, but I don't know if they're gonna do that. I don't know. It's like the too on the nose, But yeah, do I care? I mean, yeah. If it has impact to the story, like definitely care. So I don't know. Hopefully it's cool. Hopefully it's a cool reveal.
Well, that's it. Fan Expo. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Rebel Scum podcast. If you're at Fan Expo Canada, Toronto this weekend, check out his booth right here. Awesome stuff. Thanks so much for doing this.
Thank you.
All right, now I'm gonna go buy some stuff. Let's go.
Brock, you got shafted by Jabba.
I know. What a jerk.
He is, but he's also dead.
R.I.P.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good time. That was like our first official being a press member. That was kind of neat. Anywhere, so hopefully we'll get not invited, but we'll be able to get those passes every year. Maybe we'll get invited one day, but
But I think Andrew is in love with Rey and Ahsoka. So if any of you out there watching,
those were fantastic,
amazing
costumes. And I legit, when we met the girl that played Rey, I was like, are you putting on that accent, or is that are you?
And she's like, no, I'm really just Daisy Ridley.
She's like, no, this is how I talk. I'm like, what?
She made that Porg.
Yeah.
Based on like the very first time they released a picture of a Porg, she made several of them, and that was Peaches, the female.
That looked legit too. It was awesome. A good job. Yeah. So
they crushed that. Andrew had the time of his life doing that. You had a lot of fun with Han Solo and Carbonite. And why not? It was it was a really cool experience, and hopefully we get to experience more of them. At some point. All right. Bam!
Never tell me the odds.
Go on to the odds. Today's odds are awesome. They're very much based on Rebels.
Yes.
Which, check out our video tomorrow night on Rebels.
Question before we get into Never Tell Me the Odds. Will I Rebel be caught up to season 4 by the time it comes out?
Yeah, one way or another, yeah.
Cool.
But you're going to join us on the season 4 I Rebel.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we're going to try to do them. Well, the plan right now, I don't know if I've talked to you about this. The plan right now is the very first episode of I Rebel, hopefully, will be live.
Oh, okay.
YouTube, and then you can watch along with us.
Oh,
we'll do it while we're watching the show.
Right.
So at commercial breaks, you can watch along with us.
Cool.
That's the idea for the first episode. If that works, maybe we'll do it again for finales and whatnot. But
yeah.
And then hopefully we could do it right after every week.
Sweet.
Unless, of course, Lucasfilm and Disney XD want to give us advanced copies.
Oh
of it,
man,
then
that would be awesome.
Just watch it and do it.
This is like really the only reason why we're doing this.
No, then we could actually do it throughout the week and not be stressed last minute. All right, never tell me the odds. The first odd, the odds of Kanan dying this season on Rebels.
I'm gonna go 75 because I feel like a lot of things have to happen to these characters. So unless they're holding on to a few of them to go into the new cartoon show that they would inevitably make.
One way or another, Kanan has to stop being a Jedi. I kind of feel they really were hinting at, I think, him becoming one of those wolves or something like that. But I really think something's going to happen to him, whether he dies or becomes something else.
Yeah.
It's going to be high. It's going to be 81%. You got to get rid of his Jedi-ness.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the thing, I read an article too the other day, and they're like, still, it's a children's show, which is what we've always said. And that's the thing you have to, when you watch it, it's still a children's show. So how dark are you going to take this?
Yeah, exactly.
And you can argue Clone Wars all you want. This is not Clone Wars. This is different from Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So how dark are you going to take this?
Yeah, because this was a Disney. This was made like after they were purchased by Disney, so like now they have rules to abide by.
Exactly. Next are the odds of Ezra turning dark.
Darko. I'm gonna go 20%. Like, yeah, but I feel like they tried. They teased at that in season 2, and they kind of have gone away from that. So to have him grow. To have him like grow, even though he's going through the dark side part of it, like, and continue to grow and like come back down, like, why? I mean, there's so much they can cover with Thrawn and the Mandalorians, and then hooking to Rogue One. Like, they don't really need to do anything.
0 because he's a Black Scout Trooper himself.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna go like 25. I used to be all the way, especially the season finale last year.
Yeah,
when he was killing the troopers, but they really steered away from. Like they stayed away from that entirely for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's what we expected to be season 3.
Yeah, and it didn't come at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know, unless from what we've seen of Rebels so far, definitely not.
Yeah.
Of the Rebels season 4, we saw it, so definitely not. But I mean, it just takes an episode. It's really good, I guess. And the odds of BB-9E being more amazing than BB-8.
See, I'm going to go full Brock on this because I think they definitely want to do a lot with the BB droids. Like, there's BB-8, there's BB-9,
needs them.
And there's just random BB droids hanging around at the Resistant base. As much as I would like them to have some kind of, like, quirky little storyline in the movie, I think it's just not going to happen. Maybe a 30-second, like, discourse of some sort, but like for all the other stuff that has to happen in it, no. So I would love it to happen, but
full Brock. You know what, BB-8 was Force Awakens, love it or hate it or be on the fence about it or whatever. BB-8 was awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, but in fairness, C-3PO is pretty awesome. K2SO is pretty awesome. Like the droids are generally awesome.
But they have yet to like give an Empire droid its own spotlight. So it would be cool if they did it. You know what? I guess it's like we love BB-8 and we've seen him in other things. So it's like in our minds his character has expanded, but like really it's just something for actors sort of to talk to. And like so like if it was a BB-9E storyline, it'd be like he's like a spy that gets into the like resistance, something like that, like where you know there's no dialogue needed, so it'd be some sort of like that. But
as I said in Fulbright, do you think it's weird that Rey was able to understand BB-8 so well?
No, because and this is funny. I went to see the Anthony Daniels panel. I forgot to bring that up on Sunday, which is very interesting. Didn't really talk about Last Jedi at all, but he is awesome. If you ever get a chance to see him, he's awesome. He knows how to talk to a crowd. But one thing he did say was the magic of Star Wars is, especially with C-3PO and R2-D2, it's like you watch a movie where you're following more or less right off the top a character named Luke. And Luke is even though he lives on another planet, you're like, that's okay, he's our character. I can relate to him. Whatever he says is good. So to see Luke totally communicating with C-3PO and R2-D2 or whatever, just understanding what they're saying or just, this is normal. That's what is cool about Star Wars. So it's like Rey being able to understand BB-8 is not far-fetched because you're like, they understand each other's language. So she even talks to other aliens in different... No, she doesn't speak in it. She just talks. It's like everyone just sort of understands each other. So yeah, it's not random, especially since it kind of validates her ability to like deal with technology or like be a mechanic.
Kind of like Anakin, her grandfather.
So it's like, yeah,
she's the daughter of Shmi.
I would think anyone that knows how to like build a ship or fly a ship would more or less know how to understand a droid or an astromech droid. So, but yeah, super interested in that stuff.
Holo news. That's cool. I do want to see Anthony Daniels.
Yeah, and this all kind of like goes into our first story of Holo news. Star Wars Twitter, like just Star Wars in general. So at Star Wars dropped a couple of little videos called Star Wars Blips. This Labor Day weekend, there was about 3 of them, and they all contained characters that you don't talk, or like you can't understand them. So as you can see on the screen here, we see BB-8, Chewbacca, and a Porg. And they're like 30-second things, so they're not really creating any stories, but they're fun. And
are they canon?
Yeah, I would argue they're canon. So
but how did BB-8 get there?
They're in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. I'm assuming they're just sitting there. Oh, I see what you're saying, because R2 goes with them, right? Sorry. Okay, then it's not canon.
Unless this is later on and a Porg sneaks his way on board.
Let's just focus on the important things. We got to hear what a Porg sounds like. Wasn't overly exciting, but it's like, oh, that's what it sounds like. But there was another one where like BB-9E and BB-8 have this like intercourse or discourse, not intercourse. Yikes!
They make BB-10.
BB-10. This discourse, and it's kind of funny. So like, but if you watch that on their Twitter, you get what I was saying prior. It's like they're 2 droids that like they just beep at each other. So it's like you can understand what they're doing with the movement they can do, but you can't really do much of a storyline with them. Maybe like a little blip here and there. So it was fun. Yeah, there was the second one was all of the new droids watching video clips of R2 in the original trilogy, and they walk by and they're like, "Oh my gosh!" So yeah.
Yeah, R2's famous. I think it was called.
And then the next one, Ryan Johnson was talking quite extensively about Poe and his new X-Wing fighter. And he's just calling it Black 1, which is weird because it's like, well, yeah, that's called... Well, I guess technically it's not his call sign because he was Black Leader, but like he's going to have a enhanced X-Wing that's going to allow him to do short bursts of speed, so he can run through a blockade or escape being shot out of the sky by a Star Destroyer. So that's kind of neat. Like he's gonna have a new fancy X-wing. But the question is, like as we've seen in the trailers, like the Resistance gets hit hard by, we assume, the First Order, and a lot of things blow up. You see that scene where like Poe's running and it blows something. The what do you call those? Where all the ships are, the bay sort of thing. They blow up and he's jumping in and what have you. So the question is he going to get the X-wing prior to this, or does he get it after? Because I need a new X-wing. So here you go. Here's a new one. So that should be interesting. And the next story is the British Post, I guess, or the Royal Mail, are going to put out some cool new Star Wars stamps prior to the release of Last Jedi. We're going to see characters like C-3PO, R2-D2, Chewie, Maz. I believe Snoke's in it. Probably Rey. They're kind of neat. And obviously, with the Porg being included, we're going to get one if we can. It's kind of... If you're seeing this on YouTube, it's funny because it looks like the one Porg is massive. And he's got little Porgs around him.
Did you see Target on Force Friday at midnight? They had like prizes, and one of them was a 4-foot Porg stuffed.
Yes, I did see that. That's insane.
Unbelievable.
So obviously, we're all gonna jump on this because Porgs everywhere, sort of thing.
We love Porgs.
And
finally,
Paul Bettany has joined the cast of Han Solo. Ron Howard released a picture of himself with Paul Bettany. Looks like he's joining the cast, and we all assume he's replacing Michael B. Richards as the villain.
K.
Williams, sorry. Damn, I wrote it wrong. I was thinking Michael B. Jordan. So yeah, that's cool. Paul Bettany's a really good actor. He's one of those guys that will dress up in anything, so he's perfect for this kind of universe. I'm sure if you like Avengers, you've seen him as the Vision. He's an interesting character. So yeah, this is great. Though hearing this news, James, do you like it or are you worried? You know, it seems odd to be. It doesn't seem odd to be losing an actor at this point, but like to have to sort of take out one and put a new one in.
No, I think, because of all the reshoots, I think they're really going through and changing a lot, and I think a lot of it has to do with Aaron Reich's performance. So a lot of the scenes they have to redo because they didn't like the performance he was giving because of the direction that he was getting. So with Michael K. Williams out, the good news is he said he was playing a half alien, half person, or half wolf, half person type creature. The cool part of this whole story is that character, that creature, is still going to be a part of this film.
Yeah, that was my other question. It's like, they shot all the stuff with Michael K. Williams, or Richards. God.
Michael K. Williams, you got it.
They shot all the stuff with Omar, so like, can they use any of it? Which I would hope so.
Well, if it's salvageable, they can use anything shot from behind or whatnot. Exactly. And we don't know. And here's the thing, yeah, Bettany and they have different skin color, but if they're wearing makeup and all that stuff, exactly. But who knows? Maybe they have the same skin color after that. So maybe you can. But his voice, obviously, you could just dub his voice after.
Yeah, exactly.
He's over the shoulder if any of that's salvageable. So who knows? But obviously, you getting an actor like Paul Bettany to play this is still a big enough role that you needed somebody of some caliber in there.
So that's good. Both amazing actors, but
yeah, I'm excited that the character's not gone.
Yeah.
And Michael K. Williams said, he left with no like hard feelings or anything like that, and he's still excited to be part of the family, and he hopes to join it one day. Just obviously as a different character, maybe Cad Bane. What?
Oh, that would be amazing. He would be really good as Cad Bane.
I heard Christian Harloff said that on the Collider Jedi Council. So shout out to. I didn't make that up. So don't hate me because I didn't. All right, let's wrap this puppy up with top 5.
Top 5, standing by.
Today's top 5 brought to us by Ethan Cahill. Cahill?
No, I think Cahill sounds right.
He's been watching us for a while. So
yay! Hello, Ethan.
This was our second episode we did this top 5.
Yeah,
and I'm very interested, and I'm very interested to hear yours because we did it, and this one might be completely different for both of us because I don't remember what mine was.
I don't remember either.
But I remember that neither one of us. Maybe it was a third episode. Anyway, I remember neither one of us had The Force Awakens in our thing.
Shoot, I forgot about that movie.
But the thing, and I was thinking about that earlier. It's still not, and probably not on my list. But I was thinking about that and how the opportunity for The Last Jedi to have the number 1, number 2 on this list is incredible. Because I think The Force Awakens really never had a shot at it anyway because of where it is. So that's where I'm going to...
Yeah, and you only really have one in that movie.
Yeah, and it's not really that much of a fight.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of is, but it's not.
It's cool, though. It's like, ooh, look at what they did with just this. Imagine when they're all both ready to fight. Like, this is going to be amazing.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
My number 5 is Obi-Wan and Vader in the New Hope film. The A New Hope in Star Wars, in the original Star Wars. Not because it's good, just because it was the very first time that it happened. And so I'm going to give it a shout out. My honorable mention would be Palps versus Sheev versus Yoda, but I'm going to go with New Hope instead because it was the very first one. I'm gonna give love to the originator of it.
Yeah,
but
no,
it's still high up on 5.
I was going to do that as well because it's not really my favorite either, but it's sort of like you got to give it. But it was beaten out by a new contender, and it's not really one duel; it's two. It's the duels that we see in Twilight of the Apprentice. Last episode, part 2, last episode of season 2 of Rebels, and I chose this one and didn't put names because they're very short because the show is just the show, right? So it's I like it because of Maul versus Ezra and Kanan, and then Ahsoka versus Darth Vader because it was like as much as we continue to say not much happened, but it did. It was kind of cool.
I think that was on your list last year.
Probably.
Yeah. My number 4, Return of the Jedi.
What?
Vader versus Luke in the Return of the Jedi. Don't
we are going to be so divided on this.
Oh, that's your number 1. We all know. Anyway.
Wow.
It's not like I don't like it. It's there on the list. But my top 3 I like a little bit more. I love that fight. It's very great. Anakin, or Luke and Vader, and then Vader kind of turns back and kills the Emperor, and then there's a lot of emotion to that, which is the one thing we've been talking about, how The Last Jedi, I'm hoping, because I'll tell you this, 2 of my top 3 do not have the emotion that I like, and I think The Last Jedi has the capabilities of bringing that back, if it has a lightsaber battle. If it doesn't, then whatever, but then 9 would have it. The new films obviously have that point. Anyway, you're number 4.
My number 4 is Anakin versus Obi-Wan on Mustafar in Revenge of the Sith. Because probably of all the prequels, the best lightsaber fights are in that movie, I think. And it's cool. Plus, the amount, as I mentioned a couple episodes before, I have the high ground as a huge meme right now. So I think of that scene constantly when I'm on Instagram or like social media.
That's my number 3.
Oh, my number 3 is Luke versus Vader in Empire Strikes Back. The reveal that who Vader actually is, and Luke's sort of first major lightsaber battle, and he is pummeled hardcore. So very cool.
My number 2 might be controversial, but it's Darth Vader kicking the crap out of the rebels in Rogue One. Because no. This is a lightsaber battle, and he has a lightsaber, and he's battling. And I know it's not against another lightsaber.
I was going to ask you about this.
But I just made that up now. I changed my whole list based on this because when you were talking, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm putting that in there.
I was going to put it on there, but I felt like, well, this is duels, so there has to be another. It's an epic, though. It does. I would argue that you are right. It should be on this list.
If it doesn't count as the stuff I've done, my number 2 would be Anakin, Obi-Wan versus Dooku, then Yoda versus Dooku.
Yeah.
But right now, it's Vader and Rogue One.
It's amazing. But then at the same note, you could be like, oh, Obi-Wan in Mos Eisley Spaceport with Ponda Baba where he cuts off his arm.
But would that be in your top 5?
No, but like you could. Anyways, it's got great lines in it. So my number 2, you just said number 2, right?
Yep.
My number 2 is Yoda versus Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith. I know you put that low, but it's awesome. I'm like, more of this.
I didn't say it wasn't awesome.
Yes, you did. No, it was amazing. I mean, obviously it's like, oh, it's a CG Yoda, so it's not really there. I'm like, who cares? It's awesome. Like, I wish we'd seen more of that, and we got a little taste of it in Clone Wars, Attack of the Clones, and then obviously quite a bit in Clone Wars. Either way, it's cool. It's just the idea that like that's the power of the Force. You don't have to be a massive person. And number 1, do you want to go first?
Well, we all know what yours is. Mine is very easy to guess. It is Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Mos Eisley Cantina. It's Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul in my favorite movie of all time, The Phantom Menace. That's my favorite lightsaber fight. I know it's choreographed. Duh.
Yeah, they're all choreographed.
It's amazing. There are flips. They're jumping from platform to platform.
Right.
There are those shield things there. And then we saw Warwick Davis reenact it.
That was amazing.
It was so good. That's my number one. Everyone knows I love The Phantom Menace, and I'm sticking with it, and I do not care. That is my number one.
My number one, as it's already been revealed, was Return of the Jedi. Luke versus Darth Vader, because it's Return of the Jedi. But I looked at this one as what are the ones that stand out in your mind? So it's for me, I just never think of Phantom Menace.
I always think of Phantom
Menace. I know you do.
It's the best.
Well, that has been another top 5. Thank you, Ethan, for submitting that choice.
Yeah,
even though we've done it before, it was fun.
But
to do again.
We did it over a year ago, I think.
Yeah,
or roughly a year ago now. So
it'd be cool to go back and compare them.
I think yours is very similar.
Yeah, probably.
Mine, I added Rogue One. I don't know what I honestly don't know. I remember my number one was The Phantom Menace still because that is my favorite.
Yeah.
But I don't. Rogue One obviously wasn't there, like I said. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. It's fun to go back and do these ones. And whatever. It's awesome. And DJ makes his way. I'm gonna bring Grievous and Kit Fisto for next week.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. This has been a very long episode. Well,
no, it's fine.
Well, you have to add anyway. It's been a lot of fun, guys. Episode 58. Stay tuned tomorrow for a Rebels breakdown, and then is it tomorrow? No, 2 days from now, Thursday Rebels breakdown. Tomorrow, Ezra in Rogue One.
Is Ezra in Rogue One?
Friday, I have no idea. Saturday, I Rebel. And we might be doubling up I Rebels on Saturday and Sunday. I said this last week in case we don't make it to October 14th is the premiere, I think.
Yeah, so we have just a little over 40 days.
So we might be doubling up them week to week. So I'll let you guys all know about that. But this week there will only be the one.
The one.
That's everything. That's it.
Thank you for stopping by Star Wars Corner with Brock and James.
All right, thanks, guys. May the force of others be with you.
Always.
Hey, scumbags. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.